Okay, so you saw some of those serves, whether they're going in or out, you notice they were all hooking over and going off the court. That's the slice serve. That's the first serve we're going to learn, and it can be a huge weapon for you because what it does is it gets your opponent off the court and opens up the whole court to start that point. That's a big advantage, especially if you're a lefty out there. You get to hit it to their backhand. It's my favorite serve. I love it. So we're going to be back to teach you how to hit that slice serve right away. So the biggest part of learning how to aim with slice, it's kind of the difference between a beginner bowler and an advanced pro bowler, okay? Hang in there with me. I'm going to explain. It's going to make perfect sense. So right now, with the grip you're used to having, this hammer grip, you're a beginner bowler, okay? What do most people do when they start to begin their bowling? They go to the bowling alley. We've got our little cheap bowling alley right there. They go right here to the middle of the floor, right? You know how you got the little arrows all set up on a bowling alley? Most beginners go right to the middle. They get their big bowling ball. They take their arms straight back, and they try and aim straight at the head pin. That's what a beginner will do. So the aim is fairly straightforward. And they try and bowl a strike. Oh my gosh, I almost got it. Anyway, but that's how they bowl, okay? Now, what you're doing right now is you're basically taking your hammer grip, you're going up to the line. Let's say you're trying to hit that cone over there. And you're, oh, that was closer. And you're pretty much aiming straight at it, and you can come fairly close with this grip. Well, not with this continental grip. It's like becoming an advanced bowler, and you've got spin on it. So what would happen if the advanced pro bowler went right down the middle, and they had a big hook on their ball? They go right to the middle, and they're trying to roll the strike. What's going to happen to their ball? They're going to hook it, and they're going to throw that gutter ball. Right? It's going to go in the gutter. So, what a pro bowler is going to do is they're going to come over here to almost the end hash mark, and they're going to go, and the ball is going to eventually hook towards the middle. Now, I'm not a pro bowler, so I don't know how this is going to go. All right? What's your money on, though? Am I going to make it? Let's see what happens.
Do you ever miss?
I never miss. Oh, almost. But you can see that ball hook, and it was pretty close to the middle, okay? But I don't think Fred Flintstone's going to invite me on his team, okay? The Bedrock Bowlers. Anyway, now, with the tennis, we don't need to go way out here. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I do want to change my aim. I'm not aiming, if I want to go out wide with a slice, I'm not aiming out wide, okay? I know that's kind of crazy, but I'm not actually aiming out wide. I'm anticipating the hook. So watch the flight. Let's take a little trip together, if we will, my camera friend. We're going to come let's say I hit the ball, and I'm looking to have it come to the outside here. So we're out here, and then we're eventually coming over the net strap, and then it comes in. So I'm looking for it to go around the outside of the net strap and then eventually go in. So I'm going to hold my shoulders longer closed since I have this hook on it. I'm going to hold the shoulder longer closed before I open up and rotate. See, if I'm just aiming straight at it with the old school hammer grip, I can open up my shoulders and hit right over there. If I do that with this new advanced grip and I open up my shoulders really, watch this, the ball's going to go way into the fence. You see that? So now what I've got to do is I've got to hold these shoulders in. Watch how the shoulders stay in. And then you're going to see the ball hook over and in. Did you see how I did that? I held the shoulders longer here, then they're going to hook over and in. All right, so we're going to do some back there so you can see exactly how it looks. So now we're going to work on putting it all together. You should have your total serve by now. If you have your total serve, hopefully you do, this is going to be a lot easier for you. but I want to go from the ready position all the way through the motion, and then we'll do some demos. First of all, this is a big one. When I'm watching somebody who I know is a good player, I see their ready position like this. Notice how the strings are facing towards the sky a bit. So I'm like this. It's going to enable me to really get around that ball. Even some people have that advanced grip. I sometimes see them hold the racket like this. Look, if you're going to play me and you come up like this, there's no way I'm losing to you, because this is a hack. This is the way the hack holds the racket. Okay, whenever it looks like this, hack ready position. This is the pro style right here. Under, you're holding out in front, strings slightly facing up. Then what we're going to do is, again, we're going to relax back. So we're just relaxing back, letting the wings spread. And then that elbow is going to come way back in here. Now, once you feel that, that's when you're going to start to use your hip here, the sprinkler move, and come around the ball. When I'm aiming this, I am not aiming for the top of the ball. This ball is going to travel up before it goes down. That's another thing that people sometimes when they're watching the pros in the beginning, they think that they're just slamming it down. Isner, I think, is probably the only pro who can maybe actually hit his serve down. Every other pro is actually swinging up. So when I'm aiming at the ball in my slice, I am aiming the bottom outside. That's what I'm looking to hit. Okay? So watch how I do this. Very nice spin on that ball. And that one was perfect. And if you're watching the earlier videos, so if you've made it this far, you know what I did there to make that adjustment. That's right. I did the radio dial. I dialed it in. I felt the first time when I was looking for the perfect station that I opened up too much too early. So the second time, I just held my shoulders slightly longer, and that ended up being the perfect serve. Okay? Okay, so next we're going to talk about some drills you can do to really work on your placement with the slice. Okay, so I've set up the targets here. We're gonna go over the right-hander, the do side, the left-hander do side where they would set up their targets, and then the right-hander ad side, the left-hander ad side. And what I want you to do is, in the beginning, see how many out of 10 you can make, right? So the goal, if you can get up to 5 or 6 out of 10, that's pretty good. And then do where you're playing your sets against yourself, like we talked about. First, you got to make 1 out of 2, then you got to make 2 out of 2. If you can make 2 out of 2 and win a set against yourself, you are getting some primo placement, my friend. So, first, let's take a look at the right-hander deuce court, getting that ball out wide. What I want you to notice is that I've set it shorter. You don't want the target to be way back there. You want this ball to be hooking off the court. So this right here is a great slice. The deeper it goes in the box, you see that's traveling back to the opponent. Okay, so we want to go short in the box. So this is how you would set up your 2 cones. Now, with a lefty on the deuce side, you're looking to go up the middle, and if you can really get this ball to slide in the box and then end up on the other side of the middle hash mark, you have done a nasty, nasty slice. So you're looking to go down the middle and then cut this thing off the court. You see, I didn't quite get it to where it hooked enough. It didn't really have enough time to do that based on how short I am. But that's where you want to aim right here if you are a lefty. On the ad side, the right-handers, your target is right here. Your target's right there for the slice up the middle. So you're coming around here and you're trying to hook it and get that ball to slice up the middle. The lefty, probably the most devastating serve that exists, is the left-hander hook out wide. And again, you're trying to get that short and off the court. First, just try and get it going, then work on keeping score. And the more you can keep score and measure, again, that's going to bring out a lot of confidence when you go out on the court. If you know you can make 8 out of 10 out wide, think about what that's going to do when you step on the court. So make sure you're measuring your progress always. Okay, so to wrap up the slice, what I want you to also realize is there's different degrees of slice serves you can do. You can go big time slice where it doesn't have that much pace and it's going way off the court. You can go where it's, you know, got a good amount of slice but a little more power, and then almost flat with a little bit of slice on it. And then you can even do a kick slice, which we'll get to when we get to the kick serve. But that's basically dependent on most people when they start slicing, they almost have too much spin on it. So what's happening there is as you're coming to the ball, you're just not opening, you're not coming around and opening enough. You're still too much this way. So you're just going to get a lot of what I call buzz on the ball. So if I don't open my hand up enough, see, so if I'm keeping my hand more like this and not opening and coming around, I'm going to get less of the ball. So I'm going to really grind the ball up with spin and hit it like this. So that's got a ton of slice on it, but not much pace. So as I want to add pace to the ball, I'm looking to get less around the bottom outside. I'm still aiming there, but I'm looking to get maybe a little higher on the ball, a little less outside, and I'm looking to open up my palm more. That's how I'll make an adjustment to add power. Watch how I start adding a little bit more power to this slice. You see that? That ball had a good amount of power, but it still had some slice on it. It still hooked off a little bit. See? So that would be more of a power slice because I'm coming more directly at the ball, a little less this way when I'm hitting it. So that's how you can vary your spins and your pace, which is very important. If you're just always just fluffing it with tons of slice, that's not going to be good. And if you don't have that extreme slice where you take a lot of pace off of it, then they're going to start reading that ball too, and those typically don't go as far off the court either. All right, so that was a pretty cool video, was it not? So I bet you're excited to really go try that. And I'm going to add some more videos onto the end of this. If you fill out the form right now, you're going to get a free mini serve course on how to do the slice. So really enjoy it. Good luck in your game, and I'm excited for you. This is going to be one of the funnest serves you're ever going to hit once you get it down.